Hi Aries, Aries rising. Welcome to your January horoscope and Happy New Year. So, a lot of changes occurring, major changes occurring, and I'm going to get straight into it. So, the North Node has been in your sign, impacting you, your life, your identity, your goals, what you want to achieve in this lifetime, and also relationships and how other people fit into your reality and your world. So, there may have been a lot of changes, a lot of shakeups, and that's all because of the North Node in your sign and the South Node in your opposite sign. Now, that is going to change because on January the 11th, the nodes will shift. The North Node will enter Pisces and the South Node will enter Virgo, which means it will move out of your first house, the North Node, and move into your 12th house. Now, this is an interesting shift and change because nodes move backwards, whereas every other planet moves forward. So typically you'd have a planet that moves from your first house into your second house, where you've been focusing on yourself, your identity, and your goals, and then you move into your second house and you're working more on material resources. But for the nodes, they move the other way around. So you've been working on your identity and what you want to achieve in this lifetime, mind, body, and now it's moving into your 12th house. So it's moving from the physical into the spiritual. And there's going to be a lot of focus on your spirituality because on January the 2nd, what's really going to kick this off is Venus. Venus moving into your 12th house. You already have Saturn and Neptune in your 12th house. Now, Saturn may have been bringing a lot of tension here, inner tension, especially with your emotions. It may be very melancholic, and it's not the most pleasant to have Saturn transiting the 12th house because it can really be very gray and tense, and also bring just this type of energy that just brings you a bit down. Now, with Venus in the 12th house, it's bringing more light, okay? It's bringing more light, and there will be a lot of creativity at your disposal. Definitely going to be more empathic, like your emotions are going to be way more sensitive and feeling for others. And when your North Node on January the 11th moves into your 12th house, this shows that your higher self wants you to expand further in this area of life, taking all the lessons of Saturn and the lessons of Neptune and applying them, integrating them, and really moving forward. Like, the lessons of the 12th house do not stop with just Saturn and Neptune and Venus. No, the North Node is going to be there for the next 18 months. Now, Saturn and Neptune will soon move out of your 12th house, but nonetheless, that area of life is super important. Your spirituality, your spiritual beliefs, your connection with a higher power, whether that's the divine, whether that's God, whether that's the universe, the cosmos, your higher self, whatever your beliefs are, you definitely will be reevaluating a lot of them for sure with the North Node, and questioning them, and trying to figure out what your beliefs are and what you believe in. And your dreams will be very vivid, and a lot of intel can come through, especially your crown chakra can be very charged up, a lot of intuitive flashes, and just your empathy and emotions. You can be more sensitive. So this is the area that your higher self still wants you to grow tremendously in. Creativity is major here as well. Even navigating through past life stuff. I mean, you've already been doing that with the eclipses, but this is like a continuation. It's a continuation. We're moving forward. Even though the nodes move the other way around, we're still moving forward, okay? So this is going to be major for you. Keep a dream journal. Definitely keep a dream journal. Now let's move on to the Cancerian energy, because Mars is currently in retrograde, and it's going to move from Leo into Cancer on January the 6th, which will be impacting your 4th house of home, family. And also this rules over the past memories, past experiences, and if you want to get a little deeper, past lives. So when Mars is in retrograde, it's unable to move as fast as it usually would because the retrograde energy kind of stops it. This can be frustrating because Mars is your ruler. So there can be a lot of going back and forth with home and family life, your personal life, even past experiences. There can be definitely some conflict that comes up that needs to be resolved. We also have a full moon in Cancer on January the 13th, conjunct Mars in your 4th house. And Pluto will be in the mix there because Mars and Pluto will be in an opposition. So when it comes to your home life, family, personal situations, and when it comes to your public life and career, there needs to be something that either needs to be changed or released so you can have a balance of both of these two areas of life, because there seems to be like a conflict or an energy that is not aligning with the other. So full moons are about releasing and letting go and making a breakthrough, transforming one thing from one form to another. And any tension that comes up during this time regarding these two areas of life needs to be resolved. You got to be careful with getting into a power battle or an ego battle, because Mars and Pluto can be very vicious during this time, and emotions are going to be at an all-time high. You can definitely get very triggered, especially because Mars is your ruler. So be very careful of your emotions and your temperament and your rage. Great time to do shadow work as well, to work through any of the darker shadow traits such as resentment or frustration or rage. Moving on, Mercury will be moving into 2 signs this month. It will be moving into Capricorn on January the 8th, moving into your 10th house. So again, emphasizing on the 10th house, career goals, ambitions, and just what you want to achieve. So there can be a lot of mental stimulation here, a lot of ideas, a lot of focus. Just bearing in mind, Mercury and Mars will be opposing each other, so got to be careful with communication or saying something that you might regret later. Then on January 27th, Mercury will be moving into Aquarius, moving into your 11th house. A lot of energy, a lot of stimulation here, because the Sun will also be moving into your 11th house on January the 19th, and Pluto is in Aquarius in your 11th house. Also, we're going to have a new moon in Aquarius on January the 29th. So when it comes to friends, groups, social networking, hopes and wishes for the future, collaborating, this is going to be huge for you this month, and it's going to be huge for you for quite a while because Pluto is also there. But definitely in January, it's going to be the most energized because the Sun, Pluto, Mercury, and a new moon. And I really like this new moon because it's making a positive aspect with Jupiter, which is in your 3rd house. So I see a lot of people, I see a lot of collaborations, networking, moving around, traveling, getting together, and creating. That could be a great possibility during this new moon, making waves, doing things together on creative projects. So there could actually be an opportunity that arises for you where you get to participate or collaborate with other people that gives back to the world, or is Aquarian in a way that has to do with like freedom or independence or self-expression or individuality. So that can be super, super exciting. So Aries rising. Actually, before I leave, I forgot to mention January the 30th, Uranus in Taurus will be going direct. So it's currently in your 2nd house. Sneak little peek, it will be moving into Gemini, but not for too long because of retrograde season. But you will get a bit of a taste of Uranus moving into Gemini this year. But back to what I was saying, Uranus goes direct on January the 30th, which means all the lessons you've been learning about the 2nd house, so your self-worth, self-value, breaking free, independence, especially regarding finances and resources, the lessons you've been learning, it's time to move forward now with them because Uranus is moving forward. So Aries rising, have an incredible, exciting month ahead, and I will see you very soon. Sending you so much love.